Hey everybody, welcome back. Unit 2, Week 10, after the confession, sentencing. Okay. All right, so as you learned last week, Freeman confesses. All right, so then what do we do next? Well, now we have to figure out the confession isn't the end. We actually have to get this guy to actually confess and plead guilty. How do you do that? Well, now we need to look at the next steps. All right. So, as you can see here, we're going to talk first about where do you stand? How do you feel about this? Right. And revisit your theory of the case. Okay. Maybe add some stuff to it. Then we're going to go into a lesson about sentencing and the 5 functions. It says 5 functions of sentencing. Why do we sentence people? What's the purpose? We just don't lock them up just for locking them up. There's reasons we do it. Then you need to update that arraignment planner, which out there is going to be the updated one. There's a check for you about that as well, about different sentencing options. And then there's an exit ticket. So in any case, so let's go ahead and get started. This warm up here is just to take a check of your own beliefs about convictions and sentencing, and then look at that Freeman Parker information. Okay. So first things first, I want you to check for yourself. Now this is another drag and drop, but here are the 5 check marks. Go ahead and put them where you guys feel, and it doesn't matter. I want you to be true. All right. How do you feel about prisons? Are they an effective way to punish people for committing crime? I mean, a lot of this, you might be all over the place. Now you can also put them like on a line too. So if you're between agree and strongly agree, that's perfectly fine. But I just wanted you to take inventory of your own beliefs first before we get started. Then we're going to go into different things that should be added. Okay. So here are a few of the details from the depositions that I took. Okay. And the depositions, of course, are their testimony. Now, I'm going to tell you it's pretty even split. There's 9 of them, though. So one has 5, one has 4. Drag and drop, put them in there. And hopefully that will bring forward the major ideas. And then you're going to put in here your final draft of the theory of the case. Now, the theory of the case, it's not going to be very long. Should be probably a fat paragraph or 2 small paragraphs. But here you need to do it from the beginning to the end. You might even want to back up the truck a little bit for the prosecution and talk about that testing scandal. But in any case, you need to do that from their perspective. Now, we are going to have you flip around so that way you can identify the argument by the defense. How is the defense going to see this? That's going to help you out later on in negotiation for you to understand your adversary, okay? And so you're going to drag and drop. You're going to put these in here. There's 9. Remember 4 or 5. Which items help the defense? Which one hurt the defense? And so it's not quite the exact same as the one for prosecution because some of these details hurt or help both sides. And then you're going to do the theory of the case for the defense because that way you can compose what you think where they're coming from, their perspective. Once you get done with that, we're going to have this lesson. Okay. So in this lesson, you're going to talk about, sentencing. There's a video about the different, things that go into when they decide how to sentence someone. And that's what this table is about. So make sure you listen to what she says because there's several things that impact how much and how long people get. And then once you look over that, then these are the 5. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through and you're going to explain how this example. So over in the box is the explanation of deterrence. And then you're going to give me an example of how it exists in real life. And then you're going to move the check mark to say, does this apply to Freeman? Okay. And so then there's the 5. Now, in this last one, this is where you're going to take a look at those 5 and where you put your check marks and say which of these purposes would probably be your priority and why. And so that's what that is. Then, of course, you're going to update your arraignment planner, okay, with the sentencing piece, okay? Now, right here, I'm giving you a little bit of, a little bit more direction. His defense is going to be self-defense, of course. So you can write self-defense through that column, and now we're going to be focusing mostly on this one over here. Now, I think I did change it. So I know there's several different boxes, but just put the sentencing possibilities within each, okay? And then here are those guidelines to help you guys out so that we can transfer that information. There then also is a little check for different types of verbiage that you guys are going to hear about, and then some legal terminology and sentencing kind of quiz. And